Yes! Alrighty, what's up, everybody? My peeps, what's going on, you sexy bitches, all you other pieces of garbage? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here. Acknowledge me. Do it now, because if not, come in your house, kick your ass. But it is what it is. So, thank you for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button in my pants down there in the description box below. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, and Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. Please do not do that, because I can't control what they do down there. Right? That's right, Mr. Gilmore. Satan Almighty. Okay, calm down. Let a fire badhead down here! Shut up, Ozzy, calm down. Whoop, bat. Oh, there's no bats down there. Calm down. Anyway, but if you leave stupid comments, you're gonna get blocked. And pretty much placing an Iron Maiden, Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. And if you don't like it, tough shit, fuckers! And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss another video. If you miss anything, you missed it. And you're pretty much SOL, bitches. And if you don't know what SOL means, look it up on Google. That's what we have the internet for. Google. We Google things. And if you don't know how to use Google, then you got probs. And that's, pretty much all I gotta say about that. And if you're brand new here for the very first time, you're thinking about subscribing, well, please do hit that subscribe button, smash it to death, stick that thumb straight up everybody else's woo-ha, because that's where it belongs. And when you do subscribe, as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab that cold one, whatever you drink. I'm drinking Coke Zero, but whatever you're drinking tonight, or whenever you watch this video, grab that cold one, sit back, put your feet up, relax, enjoy the show. If you like it, great, there's the door, don't let it hit your fat ass on the way out. Go to somebody else's channel, go do your shit there. And that's pretty much it. And we move on. Simple, to the point. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this not late, but late Wednesday night, July the 30th, 2025. Hope everybody had a great Wednesday. We're closing out the month of July tomorrow, or it might be tomorrow wherever you may be, or Friday if you're in Japan. But closing out the great month of July, and Friday, getting it down on Friday, we start the dog days of August. And it will be mad cold here in the Northeast on Friday. We're getting a ton of rain tomorrow. Woo! It's gonna pour like cats and dogs. Pretty much. Sorry about that. Pretty much tomorrow afternoon, really tomorrow evening. So if you're coming home from work tomorrow, you don't have an umbrella, you're fucked. But get home safe from work tomorrow. If you're going out tomorrow, be safe. I gotta go out tomorrow. I gotta go to the dentist, so I get my bottom teeth started. So I probably by mid to end of August, pretty much my teeth will be all fixed, hopefully. But I got that, because I got the top done, as you always see. Got my smile back, looking great. I always look good, even when I had them messed up. My teeth were a little bit messed up, but I got them fixed. Thankfully, my insurance didn't, bill me for that shit, but pain in the ass, but it is what it is. But eventually, the bottom's gonna get done. Hopefully, I don't need, take anything out, because I got partials on the top, like pretty much like right here, like right in the middle, right here. Right here. See, right here. That's what I got. I had temps, last week. Then last Thursday, I got the new stuff put in. I gotta watch what I eat because I don't want to break it, and then we're back to Roto-Rooter again. But cleaning them and brushing, sometimes 3 times a day with the mouthwash and the scope and everything like that. So, trying to keep my teeth healthy, and then I gotta get the rest of myself healthy. It's a pain in the ass, but my neck is still a mess. My back is not the greatest, but I still have the arthritis. I have the arthritis. Basically, we talk about the Rona when people get that fucking virus, which is still going around. I don't know how people are still getting it. But I got it last year. I didn't think I was ever gonna get it. Finally got it. 2 weeks of hell. It wasn't fun. Couldn't go out, couldn't do shit. The only time I did go out was to my doctor, and that's it. Had to wear a mask. Ugh. Had to go back to 2020, 21 again. It was just annoying. But it is what it is. And next month I gotta get my flu shot. Not next month. Pretty much September. Oh, we can get it now, but I'm gonna get mine in September when I see my doctor again. So we have all that. But you gotta get your flu shot. Get it now. Don't want to get it later, like when winter starts, because might be a really bad winter. This summer hasn't been that bad. It's been a few heat waves. We had some, really bad rainstorms here in the Northeast, in my neck of the woods, but other places got a lot of flooding in Virginia, a little bit in Florida, Texas, Louisiana. Just, probably more to come this summer, and not many hurricanes or tropical storms. We had, I think, three. I think we had 3 so far, 3 or 4 so far. But getting into August, pretty much by August the 9th, August 10th, it starts ramping up and really kicks into gear from August to pretty much October. So look out Puerto Rico, look out Caribbean, look out Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be an exciting dog days for August and going into, Labor Day weekend, going through the final weeks of summer and going into the fall. And we'll see what happens with that. But it's going to feel like fall here in my neck of the woods on Friday. And pretty much, not so hot next week, which is fine. 95, 100 degree weather. Heat index like 140, feels like Death Valley. Humidity up the wazoo, but thankfully tomorrow is gonna cool. It's still gonna be hot tomorrow, 85 tomorrow, then down to like 70, 73 on Friday, and then right around 80 all next week for the first official week of August. So we got that. Baseball getting into high gear, getting into August. Trade deadline tomorrow. Mets made some big, huge trades. Getting Ryan Halsey, probably one of the best closers in baseball. He's on us now. Thank you, Uncle Stevie, and thank you, cousin Dave. Got him. So that bullpen, they've got another guy in the bullpen. So I made a couple of trades. But see what happens tomorrow when Uncle Stevie has up his sleeve. I think the trade deadline is actually at 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow. See what the Mets do. Yankees got like Ahmed Rosario, woo! And a guy from Colorado to play third base. Woo! Great! But, yeah. Mets got a guy from San Fran. He's an infielder. Big guy, go. No, actually, he's another pitcher. That was the second pitcher they got. So, he's a pretty good guy. So that bullpen, people saying is now the best in baseball. I beg to differ, but we'll see. We'll see starting on Friday, because they got swept by the Padres today. Just didn't look good. And when you lose Soto, pretty much, and you can't hit, and Yu Darvish is pitching against you, you know you're going to lose, because they cannot beat that guy. Couldn't beat them in 22. Can't beat them last year. Couldn't even beat them this year. Sad. God forbid, the Mets see the Padres and possibly the Giants in the playoffs, and it might not look good. But I still think they're gonna get a starter because Clay Holmes cannot pitch anymore. I think he needs to get sent to the bullpen, be like a emergency spot starter or like a eating innings guy, like 6th, 7th inning guy when you need him. But cannot pitch. Can't pitch anymore. Kind of feels like Tyler McGill. Good first half, bad second half. Seems like everybody does great in the first half, and the second half comes, blah, what happened? I don't know. But, yeah. Mets are still a half game up on the Filthies who lost. How do you lose 2 or 3 to the White Sox? That is sad. Hey, you took 2 or 3 from the Yankees, thanks, but, should have still lost. The Yankees suck. But, yeah, they won tonight. Big deal. Big deal. It took basically, we got one more tomorrow, so basically taking 2 or 3 from Tampa Bay, and you got one more game tomorrow, and then who cares who they play next, but, so we're getting into August. We're going to start talking about that wild card, depending if you're the Mets or the Yankees. Right now, the Yankees are, looking at a possible wild card, even though they were 4.5 back of Toronto. And we'll see what happens with that. But lots of stuff coming away. Training camp for football is starting. We got the Hall of Fame game, I think it's this weekend, or possibly, I think it's this weekend or next week. That's fun. Preseason football on the horizon. And pretty much, it was 4 weeks from, as of this video, will be under 4 weeks away. So, we're getting there. After we hit Labor Day weekend, football's back, my friends, and we got 18 weeks of that. You gotta love it. And, starting off with a bang. Freaking the pedophile Super Bowl champion Eagles taking on damn Cowboys in Dallas. That's gonna be on NBC. So that should be fun. Who do for it? Don't care really. Well, the Cowboys suck, but Eagles suck even more. Yeah, let's see if the Eagles can repeat or get somebody else. Hopefully the Niners, but we shall see. Niners don't even play till, basically 4 weeks on this Sunday. And that's in Seattle against the Seahawks. Hopefully that's a nationally televised game, but doubt it. Because I don't even know when the Giants and the Jets play, and I really don't care when they play. But we'll talk about football at the end of August with my yearly NFL review, my predictions, Super Bowl, stuff like that. Preliminary Super Bowl. We don't get to the Super Bowl until December when we talk about that shit. Blah 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 blah. Alright, enough about the sports, but we're gonna get into another sport, and it's an actual sport. The sport of professional wrestling. If you don't believe me, Shane Douglas will tell you, right, Shane? That's right, the sport of professional wrestling. And if you don't like it, you don't believe me, well, you can suck my ass. Okay, calm down, Shane. Calm down. Say hi to Francine. Hi, Francine. She's a nice lady. I met her, too. Way back in the day. I actually met her at the Elks Lodge after a show in 2000. Tommy was there. I was gonna go, Tommy, Tommy, you could have picked anybody as your partner, but you picked Jake Roberts, you idiot! Remember that, Terry? Not you, and not you. The other Terry. The hardcore legend Terry. That's right, I was a hardcore legend in Japan. Japan, #1. Forever! You better understand that, Sabu! I beat you there, too! Right, calm down, guys, calm down. Sabu, get that chair away from him, please. Hey, you guys, stop fighting! I'll kick your ass! Okay, Mike. Not now. I'll take care of them. You just stay over there. Hang out with Jerome, okay? I don't want to hang out with Jerome. Jerome's boring. What you say, motherfucker? Oh, no. I'm sorry, Jerome, but you bore me half the time with your stupid stories. You don't like my stories, motherfucker? Your stories are boring! The only thing I actually like is when you bang Missy Hyatt. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay, guys, calm down. Jerome, get that scythe away from me, put it up your ass, and go back to snorting your cocaine. Okay, motherfucker? That's right, motherfucker. Okay, thank you. You, Jack, snorts more cocaine, almost as much cocaine than Tony Khan. He does, religiously. I'm not kidding. He snorts a lot of cocaine. Not as much as Tony Khan, but, you know. It is what it is. But they're having fun up there, but, you know. Oh, by the way, Mike, you want to say goodbye? Bye! Okay. Thank you. Forgot. If he doesn't say goodbye, then, you know, he gets mad at me. Puts me through a freaking table. What'd you say? I said if I don't let you say goodbye, you put me through a table. No, not always. You my friend. Yeah, but I want you to say goodbye to your fans. Your fans love you. Okay, bye, fans. Bye. Okay, go. Oh, by the way, Mike, before I gotta bring it back again. I was gonna see that four-eyed bastard that you like, that supposedly liked you. I was gonna see him next week, but yeah, the plans changed. What happened? I don't know. Well, next time you see him, tell him I'm pretty mad at him. Okay, I will. I probably won't see that guy for a while. I was supposed to have plans for next week that got changed. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Plans change at the last minute, but actually, thankfully, I got told in advance. So now I gotta make new plans for next weekend, if I have any, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. This weekend, we're watching SummerSlam. So, we got all that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this late, getting close to late, Wednesday night, July the 30th, 2025. Always on the replay crew, my great people. Love you on the replay crew. It's now July the 31st, 2025. Right here on the Peter Joseph channel. I'm your crazy host, Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling. Or anything I feel like talking about it. If you like it, great. You don't, suck a dick and go fuck yourself. That's that. Alright, check out my AEW Collision review from last weekend. We got Collision tomorrow, live on that great station of TNT. And we also got TNA and Ring of Honor tomorrow. We'll kind of try to talk all that, or at least most of it, tomorrow. So stay tuned to my channels. And we'll also talk about NXT tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow. I'll try my best to get an NXT review up after this, before I go to bed, because I do gotta go to bed soon. I have to get up early. I have to go to the dentist. My dentist appointment's not till in the early afternoon, so. But shouldn't be that long. I think they're just gonna do my bottom left. I don't think they're gonna do anything in the middle. So probably just be the bottom left. Get that done. I probably go following week for my middle, maybe my right side, and I'm pretty much done. So maybe I would say another week or two, of the Roto-Rooter on my mouth, and then probably the next time I go, probably won't be till sometime in the fall. So we'll see. We'll see how everything goes, and my dentist is pretty cool. That's all I gotta say about that. And once again, happy birthday to my sweetheart. I know she's sleeping right now. Tiffany Talia Hale from the Mickey Mouse Club and the great band You Know and Love, The Party. Her birthday was today. She turned 50 years old. I thought she was younger than me. but she's a year, basically a year and a half older than me. So she turned 50 today. We miss her. We love her. She passed away on Christmas about, I think, a couple years ago. It was 2-3 years ago. And, yeah. So, we miss her. We miss Ozzy. Ozzy's funeral was today. Just gut-wrenching to get through. Gut-wrenching. But the procession was just great. Sharon was there crying. She looked like she was gonna pass out. She was crying. She could barely walk. And, thankfully Jack and Kelly wearing the Ozzy glasses. I think it made me cry. That whole fucking funeral made me so emotional. I was gonna turn it off because it made me so emotional, but I had to do it for Ozzy. But the tribute was amazing. The tribute concert was amazing a couple weeks ago. It's just a shock that he's gone. Been about a week now since he's gone. Same thing with Hogan. The same thing with Malcolm Jamal Warner, Connie Francis, and Chuck Mangione, the great trumpeter. And other people who have passed away in the span of this month, basically. Hopefully don't lose anybody major as we go into August, but you never know. But an amazing funeral tribute, well, not tribute, but funeral today for Ozzy. And everybody, lots of people going on the Walk of Fame. They're going to Birmingham or Birmingham, England. They pay their respects. Bands were playing Ozzy tunes in their set, which I think is amazing. They're talking about Ozzy during the shows. Rob Halford did it. Ghost did a tribute. They talked about it. They didn't really sing a song, but Tobias Forge, the lead singer of Ghost, said some nice words to Ozzy. Alice Cooper said, "Hey, say goodnight to Ozzy." That was great. All American Rejects playing Mama I'm Coming Home at that concert. That was very nice. And all the tributes for Hogan, on SmackDown. They did mention it on Collision last week, like I did my video. I think it was finally nice, at least they did it. Raw's tribute was great. NXT's tribute was great. People coming out with their everything saying about Hogan. And I'm surprised that freaking Cyndi Lauper, who knew Hogan in the 80s through the Rock and Wrestling Connection, which really put MTV on the map, put wrestling on the map from MTV purposes, didn't say anything about it. I'm like, what's up with that? I mean, Cyndi, there would be no Cyndi, you wouldn't be around if Hogan was there. I don't think there would be any Rock and Wrestling Connection, and MTV would just be blown up with like Hogan and Mr. T on MTV. They had the War to Settle the Score, stuff like that on MTV. And then later on, there'd be lots of wrestling on MTV. WCW people be on there, like Diamond Dallas Page and Raven having a legit feud. It was on not TRL, but it was on MTV when Raven was on the screen, and then he appeared behind DDP, smacked in the back of the head with a freaking stop sign, and put him through a table right in front of Carson Daly, which I thought was funny with the even flow. Shit, that was great. And then later on, more wrestling per se, but with Celebrity Deathmatch. I'm Nick Diamond. I'm Johnny Gomez. Good fight. Good night. Yeah, that was great. I missed that. We should bring it back. But MTV is not MTV anymore. It's basically RTV, reality garbage television. And the only good show on there is Jersey Shore. Yeah, Cabsy here. Jersey Shore Family Vacation is the only good show on that fucking channel now. And if you want music, you have to go to MTV Classic, which is basically VH1 Classic. Where they have all the old school metal videos. They don't have the new stuff, which sucks. Headbangers Ball, you can't even get that either. They do have the metal, it was a Metal Nation. They show old school metal videos. Some deep cuts that I never seen before. I'm like, there was a video for this? When? Can't find it on YouTube. Well, now you could, but back then you had no YouTube. You had to get it on LimeWire to get those deep cuts, as I call it, that nobody plays on the radio. It's like, this guy. Back in the day. I played so many deep cuts from Ozzy that nobody heard, and then people call me up on my radio show. I'm like, what the hell is this? What song is this? I'm like, buy the album. It's a deep cut. Like Hero, or Thank God for the Bomb, or Ultimate Sin, or something like that. Lightning Strikes, Good stuff. I was the king. Me and my former partner, the Hippie Ripper, back in the day, we played a lot of deep cuts that you never heard before. And some new bands like you never heard. I was the first person in New York to play In This Moment when they first came out, 2005. Back in the days of MySpace, Kenny! MySpace, are you kidding me? You could have just called me. Maybe. Called you. That ever popular BTE episode. Gotta love it. But yeah. I remember playing a couple of bands that, I'm good friends with. A few of them are my friends now. I played a couple of their music. Back in the early days when they didn't have record deals. They just made songs and then we did it. Like 20 years later, we're still on the second album now. Come on now. More! I want new stuff, please! I gotta listen to some new stuff. I don't want to keep hearing the first and second album on rotation here. On Spotify or whatever, I listen to it. But, new stuff, please. Thank you. So some of my friends that are in bands. New stuff, please. We'll get that. And, like I said, In This Moment, first discovered them in 2005 on MySpace. They sent me a friend request. I'm like, what's this? The next thing I know, I hear Maria screaming, da, 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 He's screaming like a banshee, Daddy's Fallen Angel. And then Prayers came out, and then Beautiful Tragedy was actually the first song I heard. I'm like, oh, this sounds nice. But then when I first heard Prayers, and then I heard Maria screaming and Daddy's Fallen Angel coming out, oh, I fell in love, and I started playing them before the first record even came out. And they were the actual cuts, not the demos, which, you can't really find unless you have, go on YouTube and type in This Moment demos. They should put those out, but they don't. That'd be nice for an album, like an obscure B-side album. All the B-sides, all the covers that used to do, like Postmortem, and I guess you could put Run to the Hills and I'm Broken. Even though they're not singles, but they have videos there, obvious videos there. Just go on Talking Metal, and you just type in This Moment Talking Metal, and you find 2 videos that are fucking epic! And I know one of the guys, I know both of them actually. John Astronomy and Matt Skrigel, whatever his last name is. And I met John Astronomy too. Great guy. Hangs out with that guy named Ace Frehley. And fun fact, I almost met Peter Criss at a show. Because he was a cousin for somebody that I met at another show. So, my cousin's Peter Criss. I'm like, really? Yeah. I'm like, are you sure? You gotta be sure. And yeah, I was like this close to meeting Peter Criss from Kiss. What do you think about that, Paul? Let's do it. Okay, no, let's not do it. I don't swing that way. Well, okay, no singing now. We gotta talk about wrestling now. You go in the corner. Hang out with Gene. Moving on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after 30 minutes of really big spiel, tune in to 30 minutes right now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time on this late Wednesday night. It's time for your late, almost getting close to late night AEW Dynamite! Yes! Review! For July the 30th, 2025, the next to final episode from the Chicago residency, as we're in Cleveland, Ohio, is for losers next week. And we all know Cleveland is the worst city in Ohio. Pretty much the whole state sucks too. But Cleveland, the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame, the place that I love to piss on. I want to go there so bad. I want to go there, drink as much as I can, and then get to the front door and piss on it. And nobody's looking. I'll just go there, just look at all the metal stuff. And then just go buy all the other stuff, like, you know, besides Shaka Khan and everything. I just look around like, why are you in? Move on. Why are you in? Move on. Ozzy, hi! Judas Priest, hi, what's going on? Everything else, bleh! Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. Bleh! Garbage fucking building. Like, garbage fucking thing. It's just, I can't stand it. Whoever runs that thing should be fucking boom! Right in the head. Fuck him. Or her. It. Fuck those people that actually nominate these people. Sometimes, and you know, the fan vote doesn't even work half the time. Billy Idol, did he get in? No, he won, and he won too. I don't think he went in, but whatever. But there's bands that should be in right now. Soundgarden, anyone? Stone Temple Pilots, anyone? Don't get me started, because I'll go forever. I won't even go get to sleep. I'm like half asleep. Fucking stupid, I'll be like drop dead. I'll be still doing a video 4, 5, 10 hours later. So I'm like, I finally get up. I'm like, oh, so I'm still live? I mean, not live, but, you know, recording. Fucking place. Alright, so, that's that. Alright, so Dynamite, once again, emanated from medieval times, Jack! Medieval times! At the Byline, Aragon Ballroom, otherwise known as Medieval Times. Tonight, got tomorrow night, a final show in the Chicago residency. We won't be doing another residency until we hit Philly in September. I think NXT is doing one too, so we got that. So Philly's going to be a hotbed of action next month. September, not next month. Alright, as always, our commentary team of the man behind the mask, Excalibur, Tony Baloney Schiavone, or Tony Schiavone for you people that love Jericho, and an unhappy Met fan, and that's Taz. Red Hook, brother. And we got that. Alright, show I thought was pretty good. People thought it sucked. I mean, what were you watching? What it is, what it is, and that's that. Alright, we're still on the road. We're about 3 weeks away from Forbidden Door 4. Nothing even to talk about Forbidden Door yet, but we had more matches in the AEW Tag Team Tournament. We had the Young Bucks and the Outrunners doing battle. We'll talk about that in just a second. We had Timeless Tony Storm, yes, and Alex Windsor, that's Otis Sway's hot wife, taking on the Ring of Honor Forever Champion Athena and my girl Billy Starks. And we heard from Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker, that tiny, the guy with a tiny pickle. And, I thought was going to be the main event, which was not the main event, for the AEW World Title with nobody at ringside. The Hangman Adam Page and John Moxley. But we'll talk about that later, and why Tony Khan was not the main event. We'll get that. Alright, so we started off the show with the first, with the right side of the tag team title tournament, we had the Young Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson, who got a jobber entrance. What? I know they're not EVPs anymore, and they're basically enhancement talent. They got a jobber entrance? Come on now. And then they had the graphic of what, like, who they are, and it basically said, talent name, social media, and then something else. So that was funny. I like that. But man, it's just gotten worse for the Bucks ever since losing at All In to Swerve and Ocean's Red. No more EVPs, no more Elite, basically. Whatever happened to Brandon Cutler? Who cares? You know, that idiot. You know, just the Bucks are just... The Bucks basically aren't the Bucks anymore. They're basically like some Hammonders from a school or some shit. Like, we're gonna have those students in the pre-show. Yeah, that's basically what the Bucks are now. Pre-show guys. Sucks. But anyway. So let's take on my favorite tag team right now. That's Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum, the guys that follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Love you guys. And that's the Outrunners. Yes. Let's go back to 1985. Let's fire up that DeLorean. Once again, let's go back to 1985. Doc! Marty! Doc, you mean to tell me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? You know the way I see it? I want to go out in style. Something to give us a little kick. Petroleum. Wait, mean this sucker is loaded? You bought that, didn't you? I bought off some Libyans, don't say nothing. Great Scott! I'm George. George McFly. I'm your density. Your destiny. Hey, McFly! McFly! Oh, konnichiwa-san! I can go on and on with that movie. That movie's a classic. Classic. What are you looking at, butthead? Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? It's leave! Leave! Make like a tree and leave! Do I have to tell you everything? I mean, just sound like myself. Okay, Biff. Calm down. I'm going to the dance, Grandma! When you be back? I don't know what it is, but when I kiss you, it's like I'm kissing my brother. Yeah. Lorraine! Okay, I'll stop now. I mean, if I keep going, I might go to Spaceballs. No, stop! Okay, I gotta stop now. Alright, this was a great match. For what, you know, there's never a bad Bucks match. In the long history of the Young Bucks, I think there's never been a bad match from them. But this match was a banger, as Sheamus would say. So, it's also where the Outrunners beat the crap out of them in the corner, living the 10 clubbing blows of doom. 1, 2, 10! Twinkies! Okay. The Bucks come back with a pair of Tope Suicida, or as Excalibur would say in PWG, Tope Suicida! From Messina, California. Double back elbows to Turbo. The Bucks hit the double bicep. Oh boy. Look at that. That was nice. Matt tries a suplex, but his back's been bothering him. Matt, your back has been hurting for how many years now? Too much heavy lifting with your wife? I'm sorry. Sorry, Dana. Sorry. You know, I'm gonna get letters now. Anyway. So, he tags in Nick. Nick can't even pick Turbo up. I think it was Turbo, right? Yeah, Turbo. Turbo sound like freaking American Gladiators. Oy. So they try to double suplex, but they get suplexed, and then Magnum gets the hot tag, right hands by True drop kicks to everybody. We're going nuts! They're gonna gripping neckbreaker senton atomico combo by the Bucks, a cannonball Enzuigiri combo, the Truth, an escalera, no, not the car, the Turbo, as Nick screams in Tony Schiavone's ear. I should go to commercial. I think he said, like, come to commercial! So I was like, my ear! Alright, then the Bucks hit Risky Business. Great movie, back in the 80s. The Truth, as we return from break for a near fall. Truth counters more bang for your buck. Gets the hot tag to Turbo, comes in like a house of fire. Lots of body slams, body slam, body slam, body blow, uppercut. Okay, that's a different game. Remember Punch Out? The arcade version. Not the actual version, but, not Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Punch Out. Body blow! Okay, we move on. Who are we here? Running back elbows to everybody, Nolan Light's bomb to Nick. And then, they hit, you son of a bitch! Whatever that is. To, by the Outlanders, but Nick waits and super kicks the hands as they're going for the mega prowess, brother! Brother. Oh, yeah, okay. And then a running clothesline bulldog combo by the Bucks. Combo on the Bucks by Turbo. They go for total recall. But the Bucks counter that with a super kick, pussy! They hit that. And then, they hit one on Turbo. Turbo just gets right back up. How can I, brother? Then a double clothesline. They hit you son of a bitch. Then the Mega Powers double bicep elbow drop. You'll love to see it. Nick then low bridges Turbo, sends him to the floor before following up with a beautiful Asai moonsault. And then outside in X Factor facebuster to Truth. Then they hit a I think it was Matt hits an assisted slice bread. I think it was number 2. Then they hit just a tip for a near fall. Matt then almost hits Rick Knox. And then Rick Knox like, oh, what are you trying to do? Stop touching me. Matt with a mule kick right in the Truth's balls. And then Matt and Rick Knox get into Nick and Matt and Rick Knox get into a little tussle, a little shoving match, and then we get the old schoolyard play where the guy falls over and then fruit roll up, 1, 2, and then near fall. Rick Knox hates the Bucks. He likes them, he hates them. If you watch PWG, not watch, but if you bought PWG tapes like I do, I remember when Rick Knox beat the fuck out of the Bucks. It was hilarious. Excalibur, I think it was Excalibur and Kevin Steen were on the commentary, and Excalibur was like, he's going crazy. I'm like, shut up, calm down. Remember when Adam Cole was doing his suck my dick gimmick, and he basically told Roddy to suck his dick. And then Roddy just got down and like he was like all ready to go, and freaking Adam Cole unlacing his tights. He's about to like pull him down, and Roddy just chopped him in the dick. And I think it was like Scalper goes in the dick, and they just beat them. And then Cole's like trying to tag the Bucks in, and the Bucks got the same treatment. Not the dick, but it got beat up. Oh, I miss PWG. I just do. What happened to Excalibur? You can't pay for your own promotion anymore? You fucker. Moving on. Alright, so Rick Knox pushes Nick into a schoolboy for a near fall. Then a super kick by Matt on the way up, but he misses. He missed and hits Matt by accident. Oops. Then the Outlanders hit total recall, about to win the match and move on in the tournament. 1, 2, no! Nick broke it up. Matt then sends Truth into Turbo, rolls him up for a near fall. And then an Enzuigiri by Nick from the apron. And then Truth stumbles right in the mat. And then pretty much right into the TK driver, or the Indy Taker. 1, 2, 3, the Young Bucks get the win. And they move on to the semifinals next week. Who they face? Well, we have to see on Collision tomorrow with Brodito, that's Brody King, who, and the Ring of Honor champion Bandito. They're going to be taking on the Gates of Agony, Bishop Juan, I know not Quan, and Toa Leona. That should be a pretty interesting match. We'll see what happens with that. I'd probably go with Brodito to get the win, and then the Bucks will probably face FTR in the finals, where we all know FTR is going to beat the Bucks, and then win the titles from Shelty Baby and Bobby Lashley. Probably thanks to a guy named Max, but, we'll see. And then, we'll see what happens with that. Who wins the AEW Tag Team titles after FTR, which will probably be Christian and Edge. Well, we'll talk about Christian in a little bit. Alright, Bucks match was pretty good. 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, we hear the music of the AEW Unified Champion. And that's Mr. Okada! I'm like, what are you doing here? I thought you were not friends with the Bucks anymore. Obviously, they're still friends. Beach! So they're shaking hands. And then they start beating down the Outrunners 3-on-2. And then we hear the music go, Swerve! With my good buddy, Prince Nana, please buy his coffee. It's very good. Rosa loves it. I think she's up. What happened? You making some Prince Nana coffee? Just like wake up after a dick down session. Mm-hmm. You fine? Your back's okay? Good. She loves that coffee. Loves it. I don't drink it. I had a cup once. It was right. I'm not a coffee drinker. But see, Nana, if you made some iced tea or tea, that'd be great. I know In This Moment has a coffee out now. I haven't tried it yet, but Zach Wild coffee is like that has a kick in it. Woo, that'll wake you up. That Odin blend from the gods of the North. The Norse gods make that great coffee. But not as great as Prince Nana's coffee, though. Just my opinion. It's just my opinion. But it is what it is. Rosa loves the Prince Nana coffee. Buy it at PrinceNanaCoffee.com or just look it up on Google. Buy yourself some. It's great. Good shit. Alright, so Swerve comes out with Prince Nana. The Bucks leave. They get run off. And then Okada basically is in big, huge trouble. And Okada gets beat up. And then Swerve looks for the house call. But then the Bucks come back and say they're good buddy. And then, basically I thought the segment was over. But then Swerve's like, I was cheering and everything. And then he just goes up top and hits a triple Swerve stomp on the Bucks and Okada from the top rope. And then he looks, he landed it perfectly, landed on his feet, and he kneels down, looks in the camera, and he gives a little wink of his eye, like, I knew I was going to do that. So, I bet you nothing we get a 6-man tag out of this somehow. So we have the kind of reunited Elite taking on Swerve and the Outrunners. That should be an interesting tag team. I don't even think Swerve was born in 85, but maybe around that time. I don't know. Alright, so we got that. Moving on. Alright, we go to the back with Renee Paquette. Looking very nice. She's with the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and as always with Mark, we pay homage to the great man up there. You, sir. Yes, you. Yes, you. Drink that beer. And that's Jay Briscoe. You, sir. Reach for the sky, boy. Alright. So, Mark's all ready for his match with Ricochet later on. But then, speaking of Ricochet, aha! He comes in with a Gates of Agony. And he talks some shit. Mark says, I'm going to dispose of you later. And then pretty much, Ricky says, yeah, I will see about that. And he goes, aha! And then him and the Gates of Agony leave. And then Maxwell Jacob Fart Knocker, MJF, he comes in. He says there's no heat. Tries to actually, that's the next segment. Sorry. I'm reading a little bit ahead. Alright, so decent promo from Mark. We'll see what happens with him and Ricochet later. And I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Now we go to MJF. He's outside the Hurt Syndicate's locker room, even though it's like a freaking coat closet. Alright, so he's in the back, and he says there's no heat between him and the Hurt Syndicate. And then he knocks on the door. Shelton Benjamin pops out in his nice suit from the Men's Warehouse, because when you go to the Men's Warehouse, you look good, you feel good. That's a commercial. So Shelton Baby comes out, and he tries to apologize to Shelton for Bobby Lashley's attitude last week, and basically saying, fuck you, Max, you're out. So Shelton's like, well, MVP's not here tonight. I wonder where he is, probably at the bar. He's like Montel is not here, and I'm pretty pissed off at you too. It's like you gave us these watches which are fake as fuck. And then he says the only reason you're not laid out is because MVP stuck his neck out for you. But as of right now, Max, fuck you, you're out. So Shelton and Bobby thumbs down. Now we have to see what happens with MVP. Would it be tomorrow? Would it be next week? But is this all a ploy? That, he gets kicked out, and then they help him win the title anyway? I don't know. Or does he turn on them? I think Max might turn on the Hurt Syndicate. He's like, I think MVP says no, and then Max is all pissed. And then Max somehow, he comes out during the FTR Hurt Syndicate match at Forbidden Door. And he's like, well, fuck you guys. And he costs them the titles. FTR gets the win and the titles. Then eventually, maybe later on, he pretty much signs a contract, cashes it on Hangman, and maybe wins the title by then. Or maybe at All Out in September, at the end of September. I think Max will be the champ probably by the time we get to Wrestle Dream in October. He might have the title by the end of the year, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we have Tony Baloney in the ring. He brings out Christian! We haven't seen him in a while, because after the beatdown at All In from his former son, Nick fucking Wayne, and Kip Sabian, and then, Mama Wayne, Nick Wayne's mom, has got it going on, yes! She basically said, well, I'm tired of your limp dick. Basically. Alright, so get that. Alright, so Christian goes to the ring, he goes up to Tony. Tony says, Tony, my name is Christian Cage, and I am an asshole. And then Taz goes, that's a shoot, brother. Oh, God, really? Hi, I'm Christian Cage, and I'm an alcoholic. Her name's Rosa, she's an alcoholic. Oh, sorry. Fuck you. Go have the Fosters, I'll be there in a little bit. We'll have a nightcap, if you know what I mean. Alright. So Christian says, basically doesn't care who's hurt. He's obsessed with becoming the AEW World Champ. Had that chance at Revolution. He signed a contract. Hit the spear on, I think it was on Mox. Looked at the canvas and he saw a glimpse of his past. And for one split second, he became an asshole with feelings. I didn't know you had any feelings. Hello, Dave. Okay. It cost him everything. You try to piece it all together, but you can't. And he says that Nick and Kip haven't earned the right to question him. And then he's like, why didn't I stick to the plan? He says, I didn't think they were competent enough to pull it off. And then he says, what would you guys know about taking risks? You guys roll my coattails. And then talks about Edge, or Mr. Copeland, Threshold. Reminded everyone what Christian said. and did. Who was talking about Edge's children, crippling him, breaking his neck, talking about Beth fucking Phoenix. And he's like, were those things really that bad? Pretty much. And then Edge did a bunch of unsavory things in his career, and look at the amount of success on his walls. You know, pretty much, you know, I think Edge had a better career than Christian. That's just my opinion. Christian said, then that makes a gaping, and he held that for a minute, gaping hole comparison. He makes the house a gaping hole. I'm on the gaping hole. Nick Wayne's mom's pussy. I don't know. Anyway, that was kind of funny. Was speaking about Mama Wayne. Yeah, the big hole. So basically, he says, what's going to happen when Nick has to answer for all the things that he has done? So he says, I've always answered the bell. And then, hold on. Let me get this part out. It's a little bit obscured. Talks about Nick and Mama Wayne again, especially you, Nick. He says, you have all the talent in the world that I never had in my life. And I protected you from everything now and forever. You think you're the face of AEW. Well, you're going to have to go through me to get there. And basically he tells Nick, you already had one dead father. Now you got two because I disown your ass. You're dead to me. I'm like, shit. Tell us how you really feel. So basically he tells his son, you're not my son anymore. Basically tells Kip Sabian to hit the bricks, and he tells Mama Wayne, you're fuck you, bitch. That's that. So he goes to leave, he walks up the ramp, and Mama Wayne is right there to distract him, and, Christian's all pissed. And then Mama Wayne goes to slap him, he stopped it, and then out of nowhere, Nick Wayne blasts him with the Ring of Honor World TV title, and then him and Kip, grab some chairs and hit a concerto, on the stage. Ouch. So, and then later on, we were supposed to get a update on his condition. We never heard anything. At least I didn't hear anything. So, most likely he got a concussion. Most likely. And that's it. Alright, so I gave all that 3.25 out of 5 stars, and we move on. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, then we go to match number 2. Why was this at 9 o'clock at night? It was right before 9 o'clock. This went a long time. I don't know the exact time. I think it was like 20, almost 30 minutes. But why didn't you have this on the main event? Why couldn't Mark and Ricochet be in this spot? Or the ladies match? That's bad booking, Tony Khan. And you're supposed to be a great booker. Yeah. Hickenbottom's doing way better than you now, dude. Alright, so we get to Moxley, Page. They say 2, but it was 3. Everybody banned from ringside. We had security looking at every place you can think of in case somebody would have came out. And they beat the fuck out of each other again, but not as bad as they're all in Texas Death Match. They were bleeding like crazy. Glass, barbed wire. None of that. No bleeding in this match. This crazy shit. At one point, they go on the announcer's table, and Adam Page did some cowboy shit and hit the dead eye on the announce table. Didn't break. On the table. And then I think Adam Page got hit on the announce table. I think he had like a big something, they were talking. Taz was talking about about Adam Page's neck. They said it's shot from some. I think it was one of the announce table spots and something like that. Because he landed on his head and he had I think he had blood coming down on his head, or like a big bump on his head or some shit like that. But lots of near falls. As as we go on. Moxley hitting pile drivers up the wazoo, really doing damage to that neck of Adam Page. Gotch style pile driver by Minoru Suzuki. He hit almost everything in the kitchen sink. But Page kept kicking out. Even when he got basically choked out with the Bulldog choke, somehow he kicked out of everything. Page thinks buckshot, Moxley countered it, Page counters into the Deadeye, and then we get the old popular rep bump. I think it was, Paul Turner got knocked out, what else is new? And then I was like, yup. Then the chicanery is going to start, and then William Utah, the useless one, and Claudio, they come out, but security stops him. Stop them, I should say. But couldn't stop Marina Shafir from coming out another, so I don't know where she came from. It was like by the timekeepers area, and I guess the other security guards went over to where Claudio and William Useless were, and I forgot some of my people are gonna come out now. So Marina Shafir comes out, hands Moxley the belt, and then Moxley hits Page in the head as he was doing the buckshot lariat. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. I thought it was it. Nope. Adam Page kicked out at 2. And then Paul Turner sees Marina at ringside. He's like, You are out. Get out of here. And then Claudio pulls her, Claudio basically pulls her to safety. Yeah, security throws basically all three of them out. Then out of nowhere, hi guys! Oh, not you! Hi guys, it's me, Darby. I don't go to sleep because I live in a car. I live in Seattle. But I dive off balconies for you people because I love you. I hate you, Mox. So Darby dives off the balcony like a crazy madman that he is onto everybody and security. Oy, oy, oy. And then he just leaves, and the camera kind of follows him. I'm like, hey, where you going? It's like going into the concession area or wherever in that ballroom area. So that was crazy as shit. And then back in the ring, you get the buckshot lariat, but then Moxley escaped out of the Deadeye into the Bulldog choke. But then he transitioned into tried to transition into the Gotch style power driver once again, but Adam Page reversed that into the quick Deadeye. Then the buckshot lariat goes for the cover. Finally goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Still our reigning defending AEW World Heavyweight Champion, the Hangman. Adam Page did a lot of crazy cowboy shit in a great match. 4.25 out of 5 stars. It's an amazing match. Still our champ. And looks like he's got a date with Destiny and a guy named Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker. And we'll see what happens with that. Great match. Great. Alright, then it's time for the death slot. Time for the ladies. We get Timeless Tony Storm, darling. Bosom. Alright, the AEW Women's Champion. She teams up with Will Oceanspray's hot wife, and that's Alex Windsor. Bam! They come out. They take on the Ring of Honor Forever Champion with a banger theme. I love that theme. Athena and my girl, 21, 22-year-old Billy Starks. Alright, one of those cool-down matches. Was pretty good. And Billy breaks up a pin after a discus lariat by Alex Windsor to Athena. Goes for the cover. Billy Starks broke it up with a senton off the top. And then we get all the women are down, but Tony Storm gets the hot tag. Shotgun dropkick in the corner to Billy for a near fall. Then the sexy hip attack to Athena. And those Mongolian chops to Billy Starks. Like almost a koala chops. German suplex by Tony and another running hip attack in the corner onto poor Billy Starks. But then Athena, we didn't see it, makes the blind tag. And then hits the O-face out of nowhere I think on Alex Windsor. I don't know if it was her or the champ. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, shockingly, Athena and Billy Starks get the win. And then after the match, nothing really happened. But Athena grabs her title, grabs the AEW Women's title contract, and just holds up in the air like, oh, I'm great. Alright, so we'll see what happens with that as we go to Collision tomorrow and most likely next week. But we don't know when that title is going to be cashed in on. But it looks like Athena might become a double champion unless she loses that Ring of Honor Forever Championship anytime soon. I don't think it's going to happen, so maybe Death Before Dishonor. That's in October. If not, it has to be at Final Battle, because we're getting close to 3 years when Athena is champ now. I mean, come on now. Something's got to give. Who's going to beat her? I have no clue. She should just retire as the Forever Ring of Honor champion. Just retire it. Tony Khan loves those tournaments. We're supposed to have the Women's Pure title tournament. Whatever happened to that, Tony Khan? I guess we're scrapping that. Why not have another tournament in its place? Have the Women's title tournament. Why not? By the way, the G1 is doing amazing. Good shit. Said that Gabe Kidd got hurt with his leg. Ugh. Just a bad injury for Gabe Kidd. Taichi's doing amazing in that fucking thing. Just amazing. I don't know if he's gonna win it, but I mean, we won't see for another couple weeks. We're still going. Got a couple weeks till the semifinals and the finals, which is like mid-August, like 2 more weeks of the G1, and then we'll see who our winner is, and who gets that instant title shot, that briefcase, whatever it is, and pretty much has to hold it until Wrestle Kingdom in January. Wrestle Kingdom, I believe, number 19 coming up. See who has the title by then. It was Zack Sabre Jr., or somebody else. Who knows? We'll get that. Alright, we move on. Alright, Renee's in the back with the Hangman Adam Page after his big, huge, title defense. Very tough match with her husband, Mox. I'm surprised that was a segment. I was like, oh boy. Here comes Hangman. It's like, hey, I beat your husband. You know. What do you think about that, Renee? But anyway. And then Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker comes in. I'm like, uh-oh, we got problems. He tells the Hangman, I didn't do anything wrong. Bullshit. I said, call him a coward last week. And then Max like, you're the coward because you won't give me a title shot. I want it right here, right now. And then Adam's like, do you deserve a title shot? No, you have to be like everybody else. You have to earn it because there's a line of people that want a title shot, and one of them is one of my good friends, and that's Mark Briscoe, who you're going to have to fight. Showed you up, Max. So we get that. So Max is all pissed off after that. So 2.5 out of 5 stars for that segment. Then we go, I don't know why this was the main event, but we get to the main event, the final match of the show. Ricochet with a Gates of Agony at ringside, taking on the Funky Chicken Mark Briscoe. Pretty good match, not great, but pretty good. Back and forth they went. Mark hits Bishop Juan, I know not Juan, during the match. Briscoe sets up a chain in the ring, a chair in the ring, and dies off it like his usual Sabu tribute. Let's see you, Terry Sabu guy. And blah blah blah. Goes up top for Froggy Mo, but Toa Leona shows him off the top behind the referee's back because Bishop Juan was telling him about Final Fantasy IX. No, he was not. Then Ricochet hits a Vertigo, and I thought that was it, but Mark kicked out at 2. And then both the Gates of Agony get on the apron, but then Brody King, and Bandito, now known as Brodito, they come out and basically beat up on the Grills of Destiny. They fight all the way to the back. They're going to inside cradle by Mark for a near fall. Ricochet hits a pump kick into the Spirit Gun. Then a diving enziguri by Ricochet. Lariato by Mark. And then he picks up Ricochet, hits the J Driller. And surprisingly, he gets the win off that. I thought he was going to lose to Ricochet like he did at Revolution in that stretcher match. But Mark gets, I guess, some revenge from, like, March. Okay, we'll go with that. And he gets the win in a pretty decent match. 3.25 out of 5 stars for that. But you thought the show was over? No! Marcus on the mic, because a really passionate promo, says, we're just getting started, and he basically says, tells MJF, you brought up my brother's name once, shame on you. You did it again last week, shame on me. And basically says, if I don't obliterate your ass, he really wants to kick this guy's ass. And then Mark says, I need help, and he's like looking to the fans, I need help. I'm like, oh, who's going to come out and help him? Is a conglomeration going to come out? No, they didn't come out. She says, I've never felt like this before. You know, I may never see my brother again. Basically, he said, he wants to kill him. He wants to kill Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker. I'm like, damn, like, legit admitting that he's gonna kill somebody? Like, basically giving him a death threat. I'm gonna kill you, and I don't have no remorse! Basically, when I tell people that, I say, you're gonna go fucking kill yourself, and I have no remorse for that shit. But anyway, moving on. Jay says, I'm chilling in a mansion in actually, Jay is chilling in a mansion in heaven. I bet he is. Feeding the chickens, whatever he's doing up there. And he says, and he's like, if I kill you, I won't see you there. Shit. Because Mark's gonna send Max to hell. And not in a cell. But, yeah, Mark and MJF are gonna Mark's gonna kill MJF, and I can't wait for it. So basically he tells Max to get out here, right now. So, on cue, Max's music hits, but we don't see him, except a little bit after that, he's on the Tron in the coat room. And it's like a tape promo, and he says, I sense that you dropped your comedy routine, and I'm supposed to take you seriously, but I don't. You know, and basically, he's like, I now gotta prove my point, because Hangman says that I can't do it. So he basically tells Mark, if you want your match, you got it next week. If you make it. And then Mark's like, huh? What are you talking about? And then we see Max live back in the ring. He attacks Mark from behind. You son of a bitch. That was a tape promo. Attacks from behind. Kicks him right in the nuts. And some ground and pound. He puts on the Dynamite Diamond Ring. About to knock him into next gear. But then the Hangman, Adam Page, comes out for the save. Big boot to MJF, looking for the buckshot lariat. And, he hits the boot. And then Max walks right into Mark. Looks for the J Driller. But then somehow Max got out of there. And he ran to the back like a little bitch. So next week in Cleveland, hopefully we get Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker getting his bell rung by Mark Briscoe, beating the fuck out of him. But we shall see what happens with that. And a whole lot more next week on Dynamite. But we got a lot more tomorrow. We got, I've got a segment. Will Nightingale is fighting Dekla. There was a segment with Renee, and basically, I had nothing to do. I came here for a fight. I went to Tony Khan, and Tony Khan was so gracious to give me a match with you, Dekla. So that match is going to be tomorrow. We got Brodito, taking on the Gates of Agony in the tag team tournament. To see who faces the Bucks in the semifinals. Got a lot of good action tomorrow live on TNT for the final show of the Chicago residency. It was a good time at Medieval Times. So, we're going to do another residency, like I said, in Philly, coming up, I believe, in September. So that should be fun. And the EC, I think it's at the, I don't think it's at the 2300 Arena. It's at some other arena in Philly. It should be at the 2300 Arena, but NXT took that, I think. That sucks. But what are you going to do? Alright, so that ends a pretty decent episode of Dynamite. And I gave Dynamite 7.5 out of 10. I might be a little bit biased with the rating. I'm sorry, but it's my show. My view It's my video, my reaction, my rating. If you don't like it, do your own video. And give your own rating, or give your rating in the comments section. That's all I gotta say about that. So 7.5 out of 10 stars for Dynamite. And we'll see what happens tomorrow night on a live collision, and probably be talking about it either late tomorrow or most likely on Friday. A lot of videos Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot. Cause tomorrow I'll be out pretty much all day tomorrow because I got to get my teeth done. I got errands to run as well, so I will not be back till late tomorrow night. So I'll do Raw tomorrow night. We'll do NXT as well, and then Friday, get it down on Friday. We'll talk about Collision, and TNA Ring of Honor. Get you ready for SmackDown. We'll do SmackDown review Friday night, late Friday night, and then early Saturday afternoon, we'll talk about SummerSlam Night 1 and 2 predictions on episode 79 of The Shadows Lair. And then get you ready for Night 1, and then after Night 1, we'll talk about it on this very channel. And then we'll do Night 2 on Sunday, and then we'll be done with this busy week of action. And then next week, as we start the beautiful month of August the 4th edition of Raw, we'll talk about that, the aftermath of SummerSlam, and then we get to NXT as we continue on with until Heatwave, Dynamite continue on to Forbidden Door next Wednesday night on the program. TNA Ring of Honor continuing on. TNA Go Home Show before Emergence next Thursday. And then I'm not going to do a review of Emergence, but I'm not going to do a TNA pay-per-view review until we hit Bound for Glory in October. That's October the 12th, by the way, the day before Columbus Day. So it's pretty good. Lots of pay-per-views in October. We got Bound for Glory. We got, I think, Crown Jewel, beginning of the month. That's in Saudi Arabia. That's going to be an early show. We got that. We got Bound for Glory, like I said. We got Halloween Havoc. Well, not a pay-per-view, but it's an event. What else am I missing? We got Wrestle Dream. Death Before Dishonor. Lots of stuff, man. We got to talk about in October. So, and then we get to November. We got Survivor Series in San Diego, California at Petco Park. We got that. We got to talk about Full Gear. I think that's pretty much it. Then we get to December. I think we got the final Saturday Night event coming up. With that, we got World's End, which actually got a date, December the 27th, which is a Saturday night. It's going to be in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. That's around the Chicago area. So that's pretty damn nice for all you people in Chicago. Getting more stuff. Final battle in New York City, once again. I don't know when that might be. Might be the week before, right? Probably be the week before Christmas. So that's probably, I think it'll be the 12th or the 19th of December. We've got to check the date when it gets announced. But it will be in the Hammerstein once again, like it was last year. So I'll get my birthday present once again. My friend's gonna take me out. We're gonna have Collision once again. We're gonna have Collision taped for the holiday shows. You know, Dynamite on 34th Street for my birthday, basically, because it's gonna be shown on my birthday. So, not that I'm probably not gonna watch it because I'll be celebrating my birthday with my family and everything, and the missus, of course. So, I don't know. I'll be eating around the time and watching some football or watching something. Probably It's a Wonderful Life or something on my birthday. And then Christmas we got football, so we got TNA Ring of Honor that night. I'm not watching that, obviously. But I mean, there's no Niner games. I'll just watch ridiculous amounts of football that whole day. I'll just watch the night game. They're like, oh, what are we gonna watch tonight, there, Jim? Oh, we watch some football. Just have a nice Christmas meal and enjoy football. And Friday Night SmackDown, I don't know if that's live or it's taped. And then World's End, the end of the year. And then we got Monday Night Raw, the final show. NXT's final show, which is definitely probably, I don't know if it's going to be live or taped. And then New Year's Smash for AEW, which probably be taped. So I don't think it would be live unless it's live from Daly's place like it was a couple years ago. But we'll see what happens with that. To end out the year, and then we turn the calendar over to 2026, and as always, we start the pay-per-view schedule off with Wrestle Kingdom and maybe Wrestle Dynasty once again, and then New Year's Dash after that. And then we wait till TNA's first pay-per-view of the year, which I don't know what it'll be. And then we go to the end of January, we go to the Land of Sand, Saudi Arabia, for the Royal Rumble on our road to WrestleMania 42. Once again, back in Vegas on mid-April. And it's not during Easter weekend, thank the Lord. I think it's the week before, the week after. I know it's mid. I think it's mid-April in Vegas. And we got that. But we'll talk all about that when we get there. But I will be here through pretty much the rest of the year. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. But most likely I'll be here all through August, all through September, pretty much all through October, and then we'll see about November. Might be a little change in November, and then going into December might be a change. But after so there might be a change November, December, but definitely we'll be back in January, and we'll see what happens with all that, and maybe, just maybe, a brand new desktop or laptop coming my way for Christmas. Because I am looking at a new laptop and new desktop, because the one I have at the moment is pretty much going. Windows 10 Professional is going out of business, pretty much. Windows 10 is about to be extinct and just running on Windows 11 now. I could go to Windows 11 on this computer, but I don't have enough memory. It costs a lot of money to get memory in the computer. So it's just better off I get a new computer and just put this one back in, put this one in storage for the moment. And then I do have my old laptop with Windows 8.1. Probably gonna just sell that for parts for some money. I think I have my old computer, my XP computer, and probably just sell that. Just sell it. I mean, I don't even need it. When do I need it? Like the laptop, when do I need it? Just as a backup, but eventually, probably I'm hoping by my birthday, or maybe into 2026, we'll get some new stuff, because, we have to update things. And pretty much, by the time we hit, I would say by 2027, maybe 28, we'll probably be talking about Windows 12. Who knows? Or maybe something else, comes your way. It won't even be Windows anymore. It'll be something else. But like I said, I will be here through pretty much the next couple months, going into I would say about the beginning of November. I'll give you guys an update, maybe before then, or around. I would say around before Halloween. I'll get you guys know what's going on for the end November, December time. But pretty much good through August. Definitely good through August. I have to pay my bill tomorrow, and September and October pretty much be here for everything. And then as we go into the fall, into Halloween, hopefully, and then as we get to November and the end of the year, might be a little bit, I might either take a little time off, or we'll see what happens with that. But definitely going to be here one way or the other through the end of the year. You're going to watch everything, and you're going to like it. If you don't, well, don't watch it. Watch somebody else. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I got to get out of here. I'm going to go to bed, because I have to get up in a few hours. I have to go to the dentist, and I'll get my teeth done, and then I gotta come back, I gotta come back, do some errands, I gotta pay my bills, of course, because, gotta pay them, it's the time of the month, of course, and then, pretty much gonna chill, and, I'll be, back watching Collision, no live tweeting on Twitter, for that. I mean, maybe, we'll see what happens with that. If you guys follow me on X or Twitter, I might do some live tweeting for Collision, and that's pretty much it. But But late tomorrow night, we will talk about Raw and maybe NXT. Not in separate videos. So 2 videos tomorrow, bunch on Friday, more on the weekend. So lots of stuff coming your way. Please hit that bell. Please hit that subscribe button. You haven't hit it already. Smash that like button to death. Leave a comment on any of my videos, but don't leave stupid comments. Like I said, you'll get sent to the Shadow Realm. Satan and Ozzy will basically eat you alive. And that's that. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great Thursday, and let's close out the month with a good old-fashioned Gilmore Cutter, like bang! So that's that. Once again, 7.5 out of 10 stars for Dynamite. It was a pretty good show, even though I might be a little bit biased with the rating. It's just my rating, that's the way it is. If you don't like it, tough shit. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Peter Joseph, signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your Go Cute! And if you're not down with all that, it's just too goddamn bad, motherfuckers, because me and the prophecy, the greatest thing since sliced bread, we're real, but you can't prove otherwise. Like, you can't prove anything else otherwise, that's a fact. You dumb fucks. But, if you're not down with us, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! That's it. Until next time, peace.